everyone, my name's Larry, aka Simmy. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to SnowRunner Hardmode. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to the series. I hope you've had a great week so far, whatever you've been up to. And I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. We've had a little bit of a break, I'll be honest. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks since the last episode. I do apologise for that. Life's just been busy. I haven't really got any major excuses. It's just been busy with the kids, end of school time and car troubles and blah 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 blah. No one really wants to hear about any of that stuff. So we're back. We're going to be making a good old effort through the summer now to keep these get these back sort of every week. 2 episodes a week like we used to, and try and get our way through basically just try and get our way through through Michigan. Sorry, I was just getting distracted. Yeah, so that's the plan. It's just to carry on, get ourselves through Michigan. Last episode out, we were just doing some of the smaller, some of the sort of scout tasks. We were in Island Lakes. We have got one more task to do in Island Lake, which is to retrieve the a Chev CK 1500, which is down here somewhere. I think it's that. I think it's there. So we'll go and pick that up now. But yeah, it's been a minute since we played. We've been doing we've obviously been doing the streams on Roadcraft, and again, they've admittedly not been as sort of regular as I would have liked, but that is just the way that it's been. I think what we're going to do, just for a bit of variety, we're going to go up that way because that's still blacked out. I think it makes sense to do that. Alrighty, lovely jubbly. Yeah, I hope you're all well. Thanks for coming back again. I do genuinely appreciate the ones that come back regularly to watch the content, as well as any new faces. We've had a little bit of a hiatus on content, like I was saying. I generally don't talk too much about the content plans on this series, so I'll keep it sweet. But basically, we've been working on some stuff in the background. Working on bringing some farm sim back to the channel, of all games, Farm Sim 22. And that means that a series is getting dropped off the channel. That series is Derail Valley. The reason for that is I absolutely love that game. My only problem with it is they put out a blog post probably about a month ago now, maybe even a little bit longer, where they basically said that they weren't any other than like bug fixes, like that kind of thing. Oh, we've got a trailer here. Did we discover this before? Probably not. That is our trailer, because as my old mate Rusty says, we get the whatchamacallit, the points. Alright, what did I want to do? May as well take advantage while it's there and get a free repair out of it. That is something else that we need to do as well, as we need to take this to a service point refill. Actually a little bit annoying, because I think if I recall correctly, we dragged a service repair trailer over here from somewhere else. Turns out there was a repair trailer here the whole time. So that's fine. Let's unlock that, so we're just bombing down this road here now. And then we should be all good to find the Chev, bring it back to the farmer. It looks like from the map, if what I think is the Chev, then it looks like it's pretty well submerged, so whether we'll get a chance of starting it, who knows. And then that'll complete the task off here, and then we'll be heading off to Drummond Island, or Drummond. And we will complete any scout tasks on there. Yeah, so God, memory's rubbish. So yeah, basically they put out an update for Derail Valley probably a month or 6 weeks ago, saying that basically there's going to be no new content aside from bug fixes in terms of updates until probably close to the end of 2026. I get it. I 100% get it. I'm 100% behind the developers. The reasoning for that is because they are working on their B100 build, which is, according to the roadmap, is going to be a big one. There's loads of new towns, new cargoes, probably new locomotives and stuff coming to that. So they basically said that they'd rather work on that and get it perfect than try and put it out in a rush, which is, I'm absolutely all for that. No stress whatsoever. But it does make it difficult from a content perspective, because although it's like my take on it, if you like, it's hard when there's no new content for the game to sort of keep it fresh. So what I've decided to do is just pause that series for now, or well, end that series for now, and we will revisit that closer to the time that the update is going to launch, or potentially even as far as leaving it completely and then wait for the update and then revisit again, but play hard mode. So that's where we're up to. That was doing 2 episodes a week, so that's what I'm dropping at the moment. It's not any reflection at all on the game. Like I said, I love the game. I still love the game. I'll probably play the game when I've got time. But I just can't, you know, with nothing new to add for a while, it just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever to just carry on recording content for it and then to start all over again when the new update. So that's where I'm up to. I may periodically do like some live streams or something once I'm done with Roadcraft. As it is, that is alright, so we can see if we can refuel from here. Yeah, so that's what's getting dropped, and then replacing it will be a new farm sim series. SnowRunner's not going anywhere. I'm steadfastly committed to completing SnowRunner. I was a bit sketchy about getting it, and then I played the demo for Roadcraft and it just made a lot of sense, and I've loved it ever since. There's been frustrating times. I still need to learn to embrace the suck and the didn't want to do that. That's the wrong button. So we will refuel that. Refuel the hammer. I'm not going to refuel the... Done it again, what a flipping fool. So yeah, I've yeah, it was basically played the roadcraft demo. Loved that for all of my crap playing abilities. And then was convinced to get SnowRunner. Decided on a hard mode playthrough for my sins, and I've really enjoyed it ever since. So I am steadfastly committed to, during the life cycle of my channel, completing SnowRunner completely. I do envisage that will probably take, the number I keep bandying about to the other guys that I know that love SnowRunner, like Rusty, Mr. Farquhar, it's probably 4 or 5 years. That is, although it's sort of half in jest, I actually believe that probably is not a completely unrealistic number, considering there's I don't currently have the year 4 pass, but as it stands right now, there are 18 regions that I've got access to, which each region has got 2 to 4 maps. So allowing for that length of gameplay, somewhere between, depending on the hardness, if you like, of the map, allowing for that, probably looking at each region is between, I'd say somewhere between like 40 and 70 episodes, allowing for some breaks in between, like as what's just happened, where I end up with a little impromptu kind of like mini break, if you like. And they're never planned in, I will be completely frank with you, they're never planned in. You know, I'm a busy guy, I've got a full-time job, I've got a wife and 4 kids and a house to pay for. My wife's in the process of starting her own business, so been sort of lending a hand with that, as it were. I'm a qualified bookkeeper, so that's why I'm sort of helping there. And other than that, obviously just to support my wife in her endeavours. Knock that sign down. So let's see if we can. Beautiful. So we'll get 1,500 for that. Oh boy, it's quite a beater. So yeah, they're never planned, and then obviously I have to take into account my own sort of mental health. Sometimes I put a lot of pressure on myself, especially around the channel and stuff, and I think that that really doesn't help with things. But that's just, anyone that knows me kind of in any kind of way will tell you I'm a chronic overthinker. Right, so now we've done that, we want to get ourselves off down to Drummond Island. We're tracking a mission here, so how do I stop tracking? I forget. Ada the island. So I'm going to stop tracking that for a sec. The only thing left to do here is the Flaming Barrels job. We're not going to do that yet. I said before, we're going to leave all of the timed missions until the end. So I'm just going to lay out a rough marker of where we need to go to get to Drummond, and we'll see what we can clear off in Drummond. And then, in theory, this should be our last sort of continual amount of time spent in the Hammer doing scout tasks. Yeah, so if we just, once we're on that road, we can just keep following it. Spin around. And then we'll have to start some of the big boy tasks then. And I said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll do it as best as I possibly can. I want to be slightly methodical with the approach to doing the contract tasks because... Whoa. There are some contract tasks which are like all over the place, and I've still got in Smithville Dam, for example, and probably Black River. I've still got some of the task jobs left to do that weren't scout tasks. So what I don't want to do is, although touch wood, I feel like we're sort of flying semi-high on fuel at the moment. I feel like we've got way more fuel left than I think we should have, but also I feel like I'm probably shooting myself in the foot, and we're going to probably start going through that pretty rapidly. The end goal is I'd like to be able to take... I've got the... it's been so long I can't remember. I think it's a Transtar, is it? The little cab over truck that I put the fuel tanker on the back of. So I'd like to be able to take at least that over with me to Alaska once we're done here, full of fuel. If not, maybe dump a fuel tanker on another one as well to take over two full tanks. Obviously, it's not the end of the world. We can just buy it if we need to. That's sort of where I'm at. Thinking wise, we might as well get a refuel while we're here. It's only a little bit, but might as well take the 14 litres while we're here. So yeah, but I want to be a little bit methodical in the sense of if I've got contract tasks that are overlapping, shall we say, with a task that need the same kind of truck, then we do those in conjunction with each other. So I'm not just driving my trucks over to Smithville Dam for one task and then having to drive back, because that's using fuel we don't need to be using. So I'm going to try, and again, I probably will butcher it. I'm playing this literally in real time, first time through with you guys, so and I've stopped watching a lot of SnowRunner content for fear of giving myself any kind of easy advantage. What I think... Let me just have a check on this. Wrong button. Just wondering whether it's worthwhile. Refuel. Yeah, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take this fuel tank with us, because there's at least two other... I think there's 3 fuel tanks on Drummond on Smithville Dam at Island Lakes now. So if I take this with us to Drummond, that'll just give us one. This, because Drummond's got a big, huge, like semi-truck tanker there, but it doesn't have an additional one anywhere else. So if we bring this, we've got 2 then, so it's not so far to go. But yeah, basically I just don't want to have to drive and waste fuel and stuff driving a truck over to Smithville to do one task, and then the next task I pick is back in Black River and I have to drive all the way there. That just, doubles up the fuel. So it might be that we have to kind of spend 5 minutes at the beginning of each episode just looking and trying to link up the jobs where possible, so that they're in kind of the same area. I mean, ultimately the jobs are going to get done even if I can't figure out or see the way of doing that. Then the jobs will get done. That's the only way to complete it. But I think it should be just dead ahead. Up and down a fine for littering. But I don't remember off the top of my head what what episode this is. I think it's like episode 30, I want to say. Maybe 28 or something, I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, it's like I said, I don't know, because I don't know what the tasks are. Like, you watch Mr. Farquhar play, he loves this game. He's played it so much that he just knows the tasks and what to expect and what should be where and all that kind of stuff. So he can do it where he kind of knows what's what. Whereas me, on the other hand, I'm not. Right, let me just have a look. Right, so the fuel tanker is here. So that's where the fuel tank is. So if I want to probably put this fuel tank somewhere down over here. Now I've got to remember how we get across this island. Is it? It's down here. There it is. So we want to go down here, and then we're probably going to leave. We'll probably leave the fuel tanker sort of about, I think, about here. That's what we're going to do first. And then Cousin Cletus, he wants to track with the plane, so we'll start tracking that one. So we'll do that one, and then after that we've got Lost Delivery, that's a cargo as well. And then we'll do Race with Rain, which is a timed mission, but I think we just drive straight across there, basically. Anyway, let's keep going. Alright, lovely job. We wanted to go across there more than anything. You have to forgive me, I believe they are cutting the grass outside. Oh, and the other thing, actually, I put it out on the end of the last episode. Basically, I said that did we? Because I had a bit of trouble. I had two scouts that got stuck, and basically put it out. Should I get the autonomous winch? And it was an resounding success, or resounding yes, basically. Everyone that commented on the video said get the autonomous winch. So next time we're back in Smithville Dam, we'll make a purchase of the autonomous winch for the Hummer. Basically what that is, it's a winch that's it will power itself, so if you roll your truck you can, I think it's battery powered or something. So if you roll your truck or whatever, then you're pretty well covered, because you can use the battery powered winch to try and free yourself, or at least right yourself up. So I think it's quite expensive. I think from memory they're about 12 grand, I think. Like I said, I put it out, or sort of people were commenting saying that it was completely worth having on the Scout. I mean, the irony is this probably is the last time we'll use the Scout for any kind of great anything, so it might not be that worth it, but we'll yeah, actually, What I think I'm going to do actually then, in terms of, because this is probably the last job that we're going to end, or one of the last jobs that we're going to end up doing with the autonomous, with the Scout, is I might save the purchase of the autonomous winch for a later stage. Just because I don't want to purchase it now if we don't ever end up using the Scout again. Or anything like major, so I think if I just leave the Scout as is, and then we'll just hang on, and then if we need to use it again, then we'll get it before we do anything. I think that probably makes the most sense. Like I said, I don't want to waste the money if we're not going to actually end up using it. You know, if we still had loads more scouting to do, then by all means I'd get the autonomous winch, but I think as it stands right now, I don't actually envisage us using the Scout much more than we already are, so let's dump this on here. Detach the trailer. Makes sense to refill while we're here. So that's fine, and then I think we wanna be going back really, sort of. Down there. The cousin Cletus task. He needs oil barrels, so we need a crane truck for that. That's fine. But that's what I mean. You know, there's 2 jobs on this map now that need a crane truck. Now, to me, that's probably a worthwhile investment or usage of fuel, because there's 2 tasks that can get completed. However, if we've got another job that's coming this way that's going to be using a crane truck, then we may as well hang fire and do that, because then we'll be completing extra jobs with not so much fuel usage, if you get what I mean. Like I said, I might just be chatting absolute nonsense, but I'm just trying to get it going as best I can. Just trying to think about the end game of Michigan and how much fuel I want to be able to try and take across. Like I said, at the very, very least, I'd like to be able to take across 1 full tanker of fuel with us, which is on the back of the. Like I said, I've forgotten the name off the top of my head, but it's the. I'm pretty sure it's the TranStar. The little cab over doesn't seem like it's useful for much, but that's got a big. I think it's like a 2,000 litre tank on the back for fuel. It might even be 2,500. I can't remember. It's 2,000 at least. So I want at least at the absolute bare minimum want to take 2,000 litres with me to Alaska. I think basically the justification behind that is that the guys say that it's cheaper to pay the fee to. Sorry, having some hiccups here. Basically, it's cheaper to pay the fee to transport the truck to Alaska than it is to buy the equivalent amount of fuel in Alaska. So, you know, all about that save money life. So yeah, we're going to do this task, and then we're going to head over and do the, well, at least attempt we'll do our first attempt on the timed task that's on this map, because it's just a point A to point B, which you drive in a Scout anyway. The only problem is now is obviously it's turning into night time, and that one's driving very precariously over some rocks, I think, by the looks of it, close to a river. So I'm not sure nighttime is the best time to be doing that, but so doke. Just down here. Jubbly. So this should complete this task. You got $850 for that. Not bad. So we want to, let's give us the wrong task now. Aid at the island. I keep forgetting which one it is. That one. Stop tracking that. I'd be interested to know how you guys approach it, in the sense of, obviously there's three different, wrong button again. If we have a look here, there's three different companies to do tasks for. Do you guys generally, where possible, try and complete one company at a time? Or I know some of the tasks are sort of linked to other tasks, so you can't complete them until other tasks are done, but does the option present itself to complete the companies one at a time, or not? It's kind of an in conjunction thing. Now is a good time to say this, guys. I am pushing towards 500 subscribers. I think we're 465 at the point of recording. I'm trying to get to 500 subs by the end of the year. So if you aren't subscribed already, if you do enjoy my content and you do watch the content on a somewhat regular basis, it would genuinely mean the world to me if you aren't subscribed already. If you would consider subscribing, help me out get to my goals by the end of the year. Show a bit of support to the channel. You guys are awesome anyway, but like I said, if you're not already subscribed, it would mean the world to me if you could. I've got a Discord as well, so if you want to come and hang out on the Discord, you can find the link for that in the description. There's also a link to Patreon in the description. I've got a Patreon account, so you can go and check that out as well if you're interested in supporting the channel through that way. Completely optional, of course. There is a free membership option on the Patreon anyway, and there's also paid options if you felt like supporting financially. Again, absolutely not required. Just have you guys here is completely awesome. But if for those of you that want to, the option is there should you choose to do so. So I've realised we're not actually tracking a task, which is absolutely fine because I know roughly where it is, but we do want to probably mark away so we know sort of roughly where we're going, and we want to be going up to there. So yeah, this is the time task. It's called a race with rain, and I will be honest, I did ask the guys, because it's quite a tight scale. I think you've got to go over here somewhere, and I said, guys, how'd you get to there in that tight time scale, because it's a long trip around? And they said basically you've got to go across here, which is some gnarly looking rocks by the looks of it, followed by some deep water. So we'll see how we go. We will see how we go. Well, that will complete this then, in terms of scouting. So once that's done, we'll have to start looking at the jobs and try and work out our strategy from there. I'm not sure how to do it, to be honest. I'm not sure whether it's worthwhile just cracking on with the logging jobs, getting those out of the way. We've got 44,000 in the bank, which will probably, I think, well, it should sort us out for the equipment we need for logging. I think I worked it out, we need to spend about 20 grand on logging equipment, like trailer and such. Or do we do some of the other tasks and then we build up our cash and then we come at the logging stuff a bit later on? But we'll see. We'll have a good look between now and the next, well, probably at the start of the next episode. Good old mud splatter there. Lovely stuff. Let's get over here. What I don't know is, with the timed tasks, if I don't complete it to gold standard, does that hold me back on the completion of, oh, hello. Does that hold me back on completion, as in, like, it has to, for it to count to get towards 100%, you have to get the gold? You just have to at least get some kind of pass mark in it, because obviously we'll see how this first one goes, this first run, because you only get on hard mode you only get I think it's five goes. Just want to weigh up where we need to go. So we need to go across there. Okay. Right, so this is the task. This weatherman, we've already been getting reports that the road to the farm may be washed out from the rain. We need you to get out there right now to check it out before it gets any worse. We're all counting on you. So, got five attempts left. We can do. We've got 130 is the goal for gold, 230 for silver, and 230 plus for bronze. Okay, so off we go. This is our first attempt of a race with rain. May well possibly go a little bit quiet whilst we figure this out. Like I said, I don't want to fail this first time out. No way are we going to do this first time. Ooh, boy! Gold, buddy. Oh, that was dense. I genuinely thought I was going to go in on that one bit then. So we've done that in 1 minute 20. We've got a full gold, 120 star points, $2,100 in the bank, and a whole load of elation from my side. So that is fantastic, because I was a bit worried about doing that. But yeah, that's two. That's our first timed job, task, contest, whatever they're called. I'm so happy I can't even talk properly. So that's that done. Yeah, that was good, man. That was fantastic. So that's all done. So that is all of our scouting missions done. It's 10:30, or 11:30 even. Try and get that right. Up in the evening. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we've got here. They're locked. We've got a choice of things to do. So we can take a maintenance trailer down to Smithville Dam and vehicle spare parts, or we can do some aid at the island, which is some medium logs, and they are, I think they're all coming over to Drummond Island. So there's 4 lots of logs that need to be brought over from Drummond for an 11,000 reward. Ooh, schmackaroli. It's a tricky one, because the logs, I think, are in I think the medium logs are up back in Black River. So that is a hefty one. Okay. So if I just double check, because there is a logging station here. If I click on it, does it tell me what it's got in it? So they got long logs there. That's wooden planks. I'm just I'm just going to be looking in the maps real quick. So Black River has got... There's a log station there. They've got long and medium logs there. Smithville Dam has got a logging station. It does have a logging station. So they've got medium logs in Smithville Dam. And so what we could do then is we could get ourselves equipped for medium logs. Head over to use the Smithville Dam logging station to get the logs over to Drummond. Alright, let's do that then. So let's get back to... Actually, let's get out of here because we need to turn this off. I'm so thrilled about that, I can't even tell you. Absolutely ecstatic about being able to have completed that first contract mission. Right, so what we got here? Which one do we want to use is the question. Do we want the White Western Star? What's... Let's go and have a look. I can't remember. This is the thing. I can't even remember what my tracks are kitted out with. Because there is... Right, so that has got crane attachment. That's the white. So the Fleet Star has got bed attachment and a crane. Right, let's stop arsing around and let's get in the White Western Star, sorry. And we're going to take this back to our garage, which is going to be a long drive back. Yeah, that's going to be right, isn't it? And then down there, we just follow that road down, over that bridge. That's going to bring us out down by, so we're going to come down here. And then down here, and then that should bring us out. Lovely job. So, let's get us started up. Handbrake on, let's get the all-wheel drive. And then we'll get this back to the garage. Although, that being said, actually, given the fact that she's going to Smithville anyway, that'll be the quicker option. In the interests of saving fuel, that would be the quicker option. Considering we're going to use the Smithville Dam logging station for medium logs, we are just as well to just drive over there now, because it's a similar amount of driving, just without the extra drive on top. See? Fuel efficiency, guys, that's where it's at. But it may well be, to be honest, that by the time we get over there and faffed around in the garage, that and sort of picked out our, because all we need is a log in bed, it may well be too late to actually do any runs now. Whoa, shit. You want to do that, mate? That's not a good idea. So let's cross this river again for the probably like 15th time. But generally it should be okay because we haven't got anything really heavy on the back, so. What I sort of have decided to do as well, for at least for now, is I'm probably not going to buy the logging crane. I'm just going to pay the 150 or whatever it is to just have the logs auto-loaded. I did do the calculations a while back, I remember, and it basically worked out cheaper for the entire Michigan region. It just worked out cheaper to just pay to have the logs auto-loaded. I did chat to the fellas about it, and Rusty did point out that although yes, the logging crane is expensive, it is a worthwhile investment over time, because obviously you end up using it in other regions as well, such as like Alaska and obviously all the regions after that. So he did he did sort of advocate that it probably was worth getting the logging crane at some point. So we will probably have to get it at some point, but immediately this second I don't want to do it, because I'm hoping that we can use this with the logging, well, we can use this crane when we get to Drummond to do the 2 crane jobs that are over there, once we've done the logging runs. Because there's flatbed trailers that we'll attach over there, which we sideboard trailers, sorry, that we can use. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not a pro logistics or anything. We can do it in a way that works out and ultimately uses less fuel, then we will. But it's not going to be like absolutely imperative that we do that. I think my sort of gut feeling is that we still haven't got enough fuel left on Drummond, on Smithville. Hang on, let me just have a think about this. Where's the... I'm just wondering, do we... Quite the detour. Actually not quite the detour, let's do that. Right, sorry, slight change of plan. What I'm going to do is cut down through here. Hopefully make it through here. Down to here. And we're going to pick up this service trailer. And then we're going to come around here. Because we're going to take this service trailer's got to go to Smithville anyway. But it's full of fuel. So I'm just wondering if we take it now, we sort of dump it, because we've got plenty of fuel on this map. If we're going to be doing like log runs, then we're going to need some fuel to hit on the way. So if we take it with us, then at least we've got an extra source of fuel on Smithville Dam that we can use then. So we'll do that. Probably makes sense because we're going over there anyway. So it makes sense to pull that trailer with us now, so we can utilise it whilst it's over there, get it down to the 10%, and then obviously we can deliver it when we need to then. If I remember, it's a 2,000 litre tank, I think. We won't be coming back this way anyway, so it's fine. Lovely jubbly. Nicely done. Like I said, even if we just get to Smithville Dam, then that's something set up for next time. You know, the main thing here really is that we've completed all of our scout and exclusive tasks, which is good. Obviously we completed one of the contest tasks, which is excellent. Don't know if you could tell, I was quite pleased about that. I was quite pleased about that. So yeah, it's a little service trailer that we found that I didn't even realise was here. It is a task trailer. It's not ours, but we can complete it down to 10%. So we'll refuel since we've got it on. I've used some fuel out of it already. We'll also probably repair while we're here. engine, suspension, and that is absolutely fine. So we're getting quite close to the lower limit on that now, so probably won't want to, on the actual repair side, so probably won't want to do much in the way of repairs. So because it's dark, I'm just going to put my markers down. Yeah. Got sort of a clue where we're going. And we're going to go up here. Up here, and we'll go up here. There, and then there, and it's just to follow that road then. Good job. And then we'll just leave this probably by the farm or something in Smithville. That'll probably be the wisest place. Sort of fairly central to the map. It'll be central to where we're passing through with the logs anyway. Time-wise, we are 5:17 AM. We were just before 8 AM when we started, so I do actually think probably we will run out of time to actually do any log runs this time out, but that's what we'll do next time. We will get this to Smithville at least, even if it's just a case of we get there just at the start of the tunnel, but we'll get this truck and trailer to Smithville, and then we'll probably be time to end, and then we'll start the next episode in the garage fixing up the logs, and then what I do like, I wonder, I'm just trying to think in terms of efficiency, because we've got 4 runs to do of logs. Now I do just wonder, do we need to, is it worthwhile buying a trailer? Is there a trailer that I can buy that will take medium logs that can allow us to effectively run two loads over at the same time? I suppose it just depends whether it's worthwhile, because obviously if it pays, I mean, I don't know how much it's going to cost us to get the logging bed on the back of the truck, but if it's going to cost us so much money to get that, and then another, is it really worth it to save a little bit of fuel? Which, would we really even be saving that much fuel, because we're going to be pulling the extra weight? So if, you know, like, we're using probably about 4 litres more a minute by pulling this maintenance trailer anyway, so we are going to be using more fuel. It's just whether we're using as much fuel as we would be if we were just hauling the logs. I don't know, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Is there a trailer that I can tow behind this with the logging bed attached, so I can pull 2 loads of logs? That is the $1 million question, I suppose. So lovely job. Let's go, buddies. What'll be the interesting bit at the end, once we get to the end of Michigan, is the drive back. We'll have to drive all of the trucks back to a garage to be able to retain those to take them with us to Michigan. Sorry, Alaska. Not Michigan. We're in Michigan now, you idiot. We will also, when that time comes, we will be selling the Chev. Because we won't need it in Alaska. So I think I spoke about it probably a good fair old few episodes back. Now, basically, we're going to be getting a new scout at the start of every new region. So I've got 2 scouts in mind, for one for Alaska, one for Taimyr, which are the next 2 regions. So basically, once we're done here, we won't actually need to have, we won't have a need for the Chev, because we only kept the Chev in the end because it was going to be a backup scout. Whereas obviously when we get to Alaska, we'll have the Hummer as the backup scout and the new scout. So there won't be any need for us to keep the Chev, because we won't have any need. You know, it's not like we need a backup scout, if you know what I mean. I think one backup scout is perfectly fine. Right, here we are, the tunnel to Smithville Dam. We'll travel through and we'll see what time it is to see whether we've got enough time to run on up to the garage. But it's going all right so far, I think. As long as I just need to get my head back in it now. My head was in it. Obviously, it's just getting the time to sit down and play it. Get the 2 episodes out a week. And then we'll start banging through the progress again. I feel like we've made good progress. I still think we're probably going to be over 60 episodes to complete, but we'll see what we're like when we get through. If you are a seasoned runner, based on my progress so far, put your predictions in the comments below of what the final number of episodes is going to be. Right, we are 7:30, so I reckon it's probably just about enough time to get this up to the garage, ready for next time. We'll dump this trailer, this service trailer, sort of somewhere central, close to the farm, because we'll be passing through there, be easy access. And that gives us, I think there's about 1,600 litres of fuel in here, so that'll give us a good chunk of fuel. So, lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the maintenance trailer here, because we don't need to bring that with us, and we'll hop into the shop. At least we'll leave it parked up for the shop. There we are. So that is 8:03 AM, bang on time wise. That's a good as place as any to leave it. So what I'll do is in the next episode we're going to crack on with some logging. First things first, we'll have to do is get ourselves equipped for it. So the start of the next episode will be a sort of in the garage episode for probably 5 minutes or so. If you do know of a trailer that's in the shop that can take medium logs, do let me know in the comments if you wouldn't mind, because it would be ideal, I think, to be able to take 2 loads of medium logs instead of having to do four journeys there and back. If we could do it as 2, that would be fantastic. So if you do know that, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll look forward to that. But otherwise, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. Leave me any thoughts, feedbacks, tips, tricks, comments, whatever you like in the comments below. And we will catch you in the next episode of SnowRunner Hardmode. Take care.